Isn't that the tapping of the fingers and the eyes are shut closed, right?
Uh, that was that's a classic moment, man. And let's get into that cut me
Man.
story.
Hmm.
So I told Sylvester Stallone, I said, man, Sly, I said, because I spent 6 weeks with him,
Hmm.
just like this, talking to you guys. I said, Sly, you know how many times I'd had to educate these people on the theory of cut me Mick? I said, that's non-existent because you just don't do that. Number one, if the eye is completely closed,
Yeah.
they're going to stop the fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're at a disadvantage. But now you're saying cut me Mick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then that makes you a surgeon. That makes you a doctor performing surgery in a filthy ring.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a negative there. But then not only that, then you get the blood in the eye. So you got a double negative.
Yeah.
And so he started laughing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on Creed, Ryan Coogler, the young director, came and asked me, he said, Stitch, what do you think about this? I said, let's do it, man. And it became part of the movie. And when we did the premiere in Los Angeles, you have all these Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got all these actors that came to support all these big people that are watching the premiere with, me and my wife and my son. And that scene comes out and all people started clapping. Yay! So that became part of the cut me Mick type of scenario. But in real life, that would never happen. If I wouldn't let him go out unless he would just beat the holy crap out of the other guy. But in that type of scenario, that's probably not going to happen. But good questions, guys.
Dude, can we expect you in a third film?
Oh.
Well, here's what it was. Hopefully, I spend 6 weeks one-on-one with Michael B. Jordan every morning. Before we filmed, I would go to his trailer and I would wrap his hands. So it'd just be me and Michael and Royce, his friend. The three of us in his trailer, just shooting the shit and talking and all that. But I tell Michael, I said, Michael, I'm really proud of you guys, like you guys, the young generation, that you guys have exceeded doing what you guys are doing. You, Ryan Coogler, the young director from Oakland that wrote and directed Creed, Tessa Thompson, the girl that's the girlfriend for Adonis, of course, Michael B. Jordan. So Michael B. Jordan looks at me and he says, Stitch, I'm directing Creed 3 and you're with me as long as you want.
Ooh, nice.
But that was, normally the last Creed 1 and Creed 2 were filmed in March and April and, getting into June, at least our parts, our 6 weeks. But March and April have already left. So I don't know what's up with the Hollywood industry, but if they do have it again, and if they call me again, then, to me, that just solidifies me as being part of the Rocky series, part of the Creed series. And to me, I'd be honored because I'm still that little Chicano that grew up as a farm worker or, in the big leagues. So, I never forget where I come from.
Yeah, it's very motivating. And then also, man, I saw an interview recently where you said you kind of hesitated to take the role because you had other fights already scheduled, right, with some other fighters.
For the Balboa, when Joe Cortez, as a matter of fact, Joe Cortez is at the fights, and we were talking about it the other day. Joe Cortez called me, and because he was telling me, we were talking about it, that Stallone says, you know what, get me some good people, get me some good people, So he called me and told me that, so-and-so and this and that. And at that time, I was going to go to Paris, France, work with Fabrice Tioza, which was the cruiserweight champion of the world from France. I worked with him before. And then the week after, I was going to London, England to work with Audley Harrison. Audley Harrison was a heavyweight from England that won the gold medal. So he was a big star. So I had 2 big paydays, right? And so I tell Joe I can't do it, man, because I got to go to France. I got to go to England. And I call my wife at work and I tell her, and I said, well, I can't do it. She goes, are you crazy? She goes, you have to do it. She says, Rocky is an American icon. And I thought about it. In fact, I'm right here, right where I'm sitting right here. I was sending an email to the people for Audley Harrison on the flights, the details, the pay, and all that. And I looked at it and I deleted it and I sent him a message and said, I hope you guys understand. I got offered opportunity to be in the Rocky movie and so and so. They understood. And Well, I called Joe, and he got me back on, and it turns out that the fights in Paris got canceled anyway. So trust your wife, man. They'll that was the best thing. Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Of the original 5 Rocky movies, which one's your favorite, Stitch?
That one, of course.
Okay.
Of course, I'm in it.
I'm in it. That one.
Yeah, of course. Now you have to love the first one, right? And you have to love the one with Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
And then like I said, this one's special because it's it's a part of that history. And what impressed me with that was Sylvester Stallone wrote, directed, and acted in that movie. And I have a picture where I'm like this on the ropes, and he's like this on the ropes, and he has his robe on, and he has a swollen eye, and he's directing. So I got to see that on Sylvester Stallone, and not very many people get to do that.
Yeah. So how is Sylvester? How is he?
Top of the line guy, man. And like I say, when he, when he used my name Stitch instead of Marcel, I only tell you that story, huh?
No.
What had happened when I got the script, the cut man's name was Marcel. And I think, man, I got to change that because I don't know anybody named Marcel. But when it was, so I was trying to figure out a way to do it. But when it was time for Rocky to introduce us to Adonis, he says, "Oh, this is Stitch. He's the best cut man in Philadelphia, right?"
That's a good impression. That's a good impression.
And threw my name in, and man, deep inside, I'm thinking, yes, he did it. Next day, I went over there and said, "Look, man, I want to thank you for using my name." He says, "Nah," he goes, "It has to be authentic, And but super guy, man, good at what he does, and understands boxing inside and out. And when we filmed him being the coach in the corner, I told him, I said, "Man, you do a great job not only as a fighter, but you did a great job as a coach."
Nice.
Man, I'm gonna hit him with the rap.
Yeah, when I saw that scene where Adonis meets you, I'm like, oh, he's got a good cut, man, because that guy cuts easily. Adonis.
Yeah. They want me to say some lines, but shit, I'm not an actor, bro. I didn't know what to say. Hey, man, what kind of cuts you have,
That's
So I kind of blew that moment.
So what were some of the lines that you had that you might want to say now?
Oh, well, it's cool because I didn't have a lot of lines, but when residuals, and it's what they call mailbox money because it just counts when they sell it to the movies. They get the SAG people get money, and then they divide that amongst the people that have lines, words, right? So on the first one, shit, I don't even know what my line was, man, but I got residuals. And on the second one, in the beginning of the movie, he's warming up in the dressing room, and they're showing him on HBO, and I got the changer and all the media's there. And my $1 million line was, "All right, everybody out. Let's go." That was it.
Nice. There you go.